Hello, hello, hello. It's me again. This is Real Talk with Amiri, doing another one, y'all. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a great day. I hope everybody is having a good weekend so far. And again, I hope everybody is starting to think. Start thinking about what you're doing, what you're saying, who you're with, who you're around, the type of activities you're doing, because all of that stuff can affect your life, and it is affecting your life. But yes, y'all, we are doing another one today, and today we have a special guest, Mr. Kenny Washington Jr. He showed up today. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Kenny?
Hey, what's going on? It's the one and only Kenny Washington Jr.
So today's topic, again, I did the topic Thursday, but we're going to talk about it again from a male and female perspective. We're going to talk about sex and maybe a few other things. So, I guess I'm starting this off. And I found another few articles. I didn't see these Thursday because I put in a different search. This search was, how do women really think about sex? You want to say a little bit on that, or
hey, I'm gonna let you say your piece because this is how women think.
Right. So, and for me, I think that not all, of course, it's never all, y'all, but that like women and men are definitely thinking different things on a lot of topics. That's why we have so much chaos and confusion, I think. But this one is from Psychology Today, how women really think about sex. I might just do the bullet points on this. But little first paragraph, many women find sex to be the deepest form of love and connection. And many women are very sexually oriented. While his orgasm may be quicker, hers is often more powerful, and her incredible capacity for pleasure could include multiple orgasms. But the ways that women experience and express their sexuality are often very different from their male partners. Number one, sex begins in the mind. And this is for women, y'all, how women really think about sex. Men are often disappointed that she doesn't crave it in her body as much as he does. But her body is very different hormonally. Testosterone does cause psychological desire in both genders, but to different degrees. So what you think about that? Sex begins in the mind of a woman.
I mean, it's true. I mean, if you're not there mentally, then there's no way you can be there physically. The body follows the mind. It's not the other way around.
Right.
You know.
So what do you think about men on that?
I mean, I think for us men, it does start in the mind, but usually it starts with our bodies first, though. Because for us, it's like, okay, best way I can explain it like this: we see a woman, we out and about at a club or a social setting. Heck, it could be at work. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere. You know, we see a very attractive woman. And it's an instant thing. She fine, bam, I'm aroused. You know what I'm saying? And we want to jump the bones. But when I read this bullet point, with the woman, it takes so much more than that. She really has to be into the dude. Like, she really got to be into him. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And that's just part of it. So yeah, like for us as you know, for men and women, there is a big difference when it comes to sex from a mental standpoint. Like for you, you know, like let's say we're in a relationship. You know, the things I would have to do for you to get you to that point, to get you there, would take so much more than me just looking attractive every damn day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And I think that's something men don't understand. Like some people, even some people are interested in you.
Right.
If they did a little bit more, did a few more different things, then that's going to bring me more in to, what could possibly happen.
Yeah.
But definitely. Let's go to number 2. Sex is about being desired. Sex researcher Meredith Cheever says being desired is the orgasm for women. While seeing an attractive man might cause a small spike of excitement in a woman, some women are more visual than others. It's the thought of his reaction to her. I wonder if he thinks I'm hot or not. That hits her brain like a lightning bolt. Knowing that her man is hungry for her engages her imagination and ignites sexy thoughts in her brain. So, I definitely agree with that. That if she knows that you're really into her, then that's going to bring her in more. And some men, they don't really talk. I don't even know what the word is I'm looking for.
Communicate?
Yeah, well, they communicate, but they're not. I'm drawing her in. What's a good word for that?
Attracted?
Just being more intimate and not overly sexual in what they're saying, but making her, more interested in them. I don't know. Number 3, sex is a mixed bag. Most women do love sex, but desire can easily be derailed by tiredness, resentment, or psychological problems of pain or menopause. In fact, without the psychological driver of testosterone, a main task for women is to turn off the inner brakes, says sex therapist Emily Nagowski. The distractibility of the laundry, children, and work, or inhibiting voices inside that tell her no because of her history or religion. Women often come to bed willing to have a good experience, but not really wanting or craving sex until aroused. And I think that's for some women, not all women. That's really not me, but I do think.
I mean, so for you, like, so let me ask you a question. So, like, what I got from that was, and it kind of ties into like number 1 a little bit, just a little bit. So, what I got from that was, it begins in the mind.
Correct.
So, after a long day, you done worked, you done dealt with the kids, you done did all the extracurricular shit, whatever. You're tired, and the last thing you're thinking about is getting it in. Like, you want to rest up. You know what I'm saying? Because sex is mental, but it's also physical too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if you're not there mentally, how can you really be there physically? You know what I'm saying? So for you, my question is, like, have you ever had that moment where you just like, you're like, I want to do it, but it's like, I'm not there. I want to lay down and go to sleep. Not there.
Well, again, for me, I don't really have those moments. So, like I said, everybody's different. Because even if I had a long day, that's going to relax me. That's going to make me feel better. That's how I look at it.
Right.
After all that. But all women are not like that.
Right.
And I think sometimes we need to pick people that are more in balance with us as far as our sexual desire or, our sexual temperature. Get somebody that's, you like it this much, I like it this much.
Right. More of an alignment.
Correct. There you go.
Right.
That's a good word. Number 4, sex is contextual. While many women do learn orgasm through self-stimulation, a large proportion begin their sexual lives within a relationship or a hookup. The first time they are touched intimately may be by another person, whereas nearly all men start their sexual lives with masturbation. Feeling sexual desire is, at its core, the rawest form of vulnerability. To want our lover to touch us and bring us pleasure is to experience need. Often, relationship ups and downs cause women to withdraw desire and protect their heart in a way that men don't or can't give them their biological drive. Her need to feel emotionally safe before the sexual moment cannot be overstated. Romance and seduction are ways that both men and women can co-create a context for sex that helps her separate from the cares of her day and her mental checklist. What do you think about that?
I mean, I agree. You know,
well, I think it's saying that we start off possibly experience those sexual moments differently.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, with a woman, she may have not masturbated, or, with a man, he might have been doing it for years. Or
yeah, it's been a whole lot of that prior to. It was a lot of that before I even had sex. You know what I'm saying? So I got a chance to really experience that. I remember, like, as a kid, I would watch porn a lot, and really get a chance to see it. Not saying women never watch porn, but as a young man, we were always groomed into that sexual realm of watching adult films, watching porn, and then came the masturbation. So we kind of had that sensation of, oh, this is what
it really feels like.
What it feel like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Versus, maybe for the ladies, you know what I'm saying, it's something different for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, more foreign to
yes,
some.
yes.
Okay, let's go to number 5. Sex is an aspect of love. Sex talking, hanging out, working together, managing a home and family as a team, feeling appreciated, celebrating holidays, giving and receiving gifts, and affection may all compromise love for a woman. Sex is part of the whole, not the defining factor. Making love may flow from the warmth she feels in a relationship, but it's not necessarily the source of the heat. So what do you think about that?
I mean, I think that after looking at that, I think a lot of times that we have to really, especially us as men, we have to really get to the point where sex, it is an aspect, you know what I'm saying, and
of love,
of aspect of love, you know what I'm saying. And I want your female listeners to understand too that sex is it's an aspect too. Most women I've ever dated, they think that sex is love.
No, and it's not.
It's not. It's an aspect of it. You can't love me through your vagina.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't love me through that. But every person is different.
That's true.
But
that's a good point.
But every person is different. It's an aspect. It's a lot of times a woman would say, hey, this is what I have to offer, but they just wouldn't say it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like it, but it's not enough to really keep me around, because I'll be there temporarily. Meanwhile, it's a chick over here that's doing a lot more. I may stay over here a little longer, but again, it's not the be all end all. It's just an aspect.
Right. I don't think a lot of people do have that that messed up.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Because and I think women are more. Not all. There's some women that are not, but probably maybe an older woman is more about the whole picture than just a piece of the picture.
So let me ask you this. So in your experience, like, why do you think that, a woman loves through sex? Why do you think that is?
Well, I think probably as younger women, like this article says, she has not experienced that much. So if she hasn't really been with a lot of men, or these are some of her first contact with the orgasm or whatever, then maybe that's just blowing her mind or something. I don't know. But maybe she has not had a lot of experience.
Right, and I can see your point to that, because with lack of experience, we like a lot of times with lack of experience, you tend to find yourself experimenting a lot, so therefore you kind of think that, oh, this is love, and this is love, and when you're a younger person, you kind of find yourself in really shitty situations, and it's kind of like my dad said, love is a 4-letter word, and so is fuck too, So I just think that when it comes to the whole sex and love thing, it is really all through trial and error. And like I said, it's one of those things where you just have to really navigate through it all. It just takes time, big time.
So next one, sex is a way she gives love. Here we go. And I think that is, I don't know what that's from, but I am absolutely not implying that women are obliged to give sex when they don't want to. I'm out of breath. Look, but sometimes she may recognize her partner's need for sex, and despite her own lack of inclination, she may want to meet his needs. What do you think about that?
So what I got from that was, reading the bullet points, it seems to me that, like the last one, it seems to me that a woman, she's not obligated, it's her body. But what I got from that was, after a long day, she's tired, she's been doing a lot of stuff. And, meanwhile, oh boy, he's ready to go, get it in. And, she has to meet his wants and needs during that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But she's like, well, I love him,
so I'm going to do this.
I'm going to do this with him.
And I don't think when people oblige people, you're not really enjoying it. So, and the woman in this instance.
So let me ask you a question, Amiri. So, I mean, how do you feel about that? I mean, but what about married couples? You would think that if a couple's married, that's what they're supposed to do. So, but they took a vow.
Right.
So, how does that all tie into that? It's a vow.
Yeah, I think and again, that's depending on how much your husband is desiring sex, or how much the woman is. We need that alignment again.
Right.
And I think that men sometimes, and this is for me, and I might be different. Of course, there has been times when I was not in the mood, and I went on ahead and did it anyway in a relationship I was in. Not often, but there are things that a man could do to get her in the mood. To, that comes in those, she's doing all these responsibilities. How about you help her with a couple of them? Or,
so I got to help out around the house. I help out.
A little. Look. take care of one of those chores that, hey baby, go take you a bath while I finish up the kitchen, or and then I'll be ready when I'm done. So
all right.
Look, possibly look.
I mean, I can see that. And you know what was crazy? Because I had a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday, and he was talking. He said he had a talk with his wife, and he said he told her that he was proud of her for getting her degree, and that changed the whole dynamics of their whole marriage.
Look, sometimes it's a few little words that men can say.
That'll get her ready to go,
or get her on the starting, like heating her up. and I think that's where men need to be more, just be more emotional and more tuned in to women.
Yeah. Now, the word you just said, more in tune emotionally, and that's something that I had to learn how to do. Because, like I said, when I was in a relationship, I was, the longest I've ever been with somebody was about 2 years to some change. And, I remember we had this discussion, and I remember I asked her, I said, what are your thoughts on sex and the whole nine? And like I said, I wasn't asking her to see how freaky she was, what she can do. I asked to simply get her perspective, her thoughts on sex, just to see, where her mind was. And then when we talked about it, I was like, oh, okay, this is where we're at. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like fucking up. You know what I'm saying? I don't like messing up when it comes to, that part of a relationship. So I think communication is very key when it comes to sex. And, because that, like I said, that is an aspect of love, and that's an aspect of a relationship. If it got to that point.
Right, that's what they're saying. Definitely, I think people need to discuss their sex wants and desires, how far they'll go, how far they won't go. That definitely needs to be a conversation, and probably near the beginning.
So no handcuffs?
Look, we gonna go to this article, fatherly.com. Talk about what they like and plan ahead. Let me see. You want to read some, or
I would definitely take over. So,
go up.
Yeah. So, this goes over discussion as far as talking about asking women what they want. Prior to having sex. And number 1 states that talk about what they like and plan ahead. It says a simple lack of communication in the bedroom can balloon into big time problems. Sex may be a largely physical experience, but there is an important verbal component that's often overlooked. Actually sitting down and talking to your partner about what they like, what they dislike, and what they might be curious about can be a transformative experience. Of course, we know it's not always easy to get the ball rolling, so maybe opening a bottle of wine and taking a couple of tokes off some legal cannabis, smoking some weed before launching in may help out a little bit. You might also turn on a show that you may have some sexy steamy scenes. However you go about it, but it's important to know that it demonstrates effort with some good intentions. Dr. Chris Donahue states that it's important to make sex a priority. He's a well-known sex therapist, wrote a book about rebel love. So it's important to articulate what you want to be working on in the bedroom.
Definitely. And do you have those type of conversations before a relationship?
Okay, so again. So now here's the thing. So when it comes to these type of things, I'm very open with it because again, I want to know what I'm getting myself into. I don't like to be blindsided with a whole bunch of stuff that could really, turn me off or that could really derail that could derail what we could be trying to work on. So I want to have a good understanding on where she is, and she can have a good understanding on where I am.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I don't think a lot of men actually talk like that or want to introduce in what they really want or like. That, in my experience, I don't know if they're afraid or they think it's going to offend you, but I would much rather a man tell me what's on his mind, how he likes it, what he's expecting, and that way I can be like, well, nope, I can't do that, you need to move on. Or I would much rather someone come to me like that.
I mean, if all else fails, I can just say, look, how much is it going to cost, Moving right along. Number 2 on the site, it says embrace variety. Monotony is a terrible thing to associate with sex. In fact, although people say drove them into affairs, people in long-term marriages or long-term partnerships can sometimes be a little less curious about their partner. They can stop being adventurous or stop growing into their erotic lives. Dr. Tammy Nelson, who is a sex therapist and author of the book When You Are the One Who Cheats, previously told Fatherly. Fortunately, there are lots of ways to avoid falling into that trap. Role play is a pretty popular bedroom stunt. Kind of like playing cops and robbers. That's old school shit. Talking dirty is another one. And it doesn't even have to get that involved, but mixing up the positions a little bit. Even the places you have sex. That backseat shit is, man, look. Woo! So
that's the bomb.
man, look. I did it a couple times back in the day. It's a mix of the positions. Even in the places you have sex can reignite diminishing bedroom flames. Remaining cognizant of the fact and take active steps to avoid falling into much of a routine. So now pretty much what it's saying is, do things differently. Familiarity breeds contempt. Doing too much of the same shit all the time.
That's in life too.
Not just sex.
Right.
It's a life lesson. Mm-hmm. When you do the same thing, you're going to get the exact same results.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I've always been open to that. I've always been open to, hey, let's do things differently. Let's try it here, or let's do it, there, when I was, with someone, and, I've had a few hit or misses in that department, hey, let's just have a little fun with this, because again, that's how people end up messing around each other. Well, one of the reasons, now I'm not saying that, cheating is a good thing, but what I am saying is I can see why people do it, because shit's boring. Shit's starting to get boring at home. Right. So, I can just see why, people do it, because when things get kind of boring at the crib, they tend to start going straight elsewhere. I mean, how often we gonna keep doing missionary for every damn week? You're right. Look,
I like being adventurous, but yeah, I think, and again, you have to talk to them. It has to be, I don't know. I don't understand why people are not more cooperative in the bedroom. I don't get that.
Oh, that's a strong word, cooperative. Damn. Did you really say that?
Yeah, I did. I don't understand why we're not. Look.
Is it cooperative? I like how you said that, because I mean, there's been times I wanted to say, why are you cooperating? Because what do you mean you're not going to use these whips right about now?
Well, I don't know about the whips, but look.
Or hoodwink, or like I'm gonna be real. Like I have a unused bondage kit in my house. Like seriously, I'm like, what the hell? And so I remember one time, like when I was with somebody, I had everything ready to go, and she wanted to try different things. And when she got to my house, it just,
she got scared.
No, she wasn't scared. She just was like out of the mood, just like that. And on the outside, you know, a man, I'm playing it up. On the inside, like, this motherfucker here, man. I just bought this shit.
I don't know what to say. Maybe she wasn't expecting it.
Again, like you say, cooperative.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
Number 3. You want to do this one?
No, you can say you can say the bullet point. Go ahead and say it.
No, you go ahead and do this one.
Number 3 says, forget about your penis for a bit. Damn. Okay. So, one of the most pleasurable things to do to a woman in bed might be to forget about your penis. I ain't gonna say that word again. I said it twice for a bit. Study shows that generosity has a positive effect on a marriage. Small gestures can go a long way in the context of a long-term relationships, and this certainly applies to the bedroom as well. Simply put, some selflessness in the bedroom can be a major turn-on for women wanting sex. Besides, research suggests that ladies are much more likely to orgasm when sex involves a variety of activities besides vaginal intercourse. Pay attention to what she wants and put effort into pleasing her. Digital stimulation with trimmed fingernails only, oral sex, and other kinds of sexual play are more likely to deliver her an orgasm than straight ground and pound sex. So digital, what is it? It says digital stimulation. So I have to text you.
No.
Oh,
well, I don't know what the.
I said
maybe it is text. No,
yes.
It says with fingernails, so that's not what they're talking about.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I can't text you in the DM.
You can text me too.
So no DM you like, hey boo.
Texting is good too.
Okay.
Get you warmed up ahead of time.
Them dots are kind of so no peen pics.
I mean, if that's from someone you're in a
situation,
yeah, a situationship or something with, not just like strangers. No, I don't really care for that.
I got you, but if I'm with somebody, I call it advertising. Mm-hmm. So, but I don't do shit like that. I'm like, look, I'm more of a show and tell. Like, look, hey, what you see is what you gonna get.
Right.
Bottom line.
Okay.
But digital simulation,
I think they're talking about fingers.
Okay.
With your digits.
Okay. Glad you said that. I was about to look, the way I'm feeling right now, at the little tequila right now, hey, the old me will look, I'm gonna hit up some DMs like, hey, look, hey, babe, hey, ... hey, what you doing?
Yeah, and some women like that, and you have to know who you're with.
That's true. That's definitely true.
Some women don't. You can just go on, jump on in there. So I particularly care for a little bit of, intimacy.
Foreplay.
There you go.
Foreplay.
A lot of men. Some men have strong foreplay, and some men have weak, middle foreplay. I particularly like strong foreplay. So,
what is strong foreplay to you?
Kissing, touching, the digits, all of that. Look. That's me.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
You want to go ahead and do this one?
I got you.
You're doing
so,
good.
Number 4 is find the right pace. You see where my mind is. Find the right pace and rhythm. Experts estimate that it takes a woman around 20 minutes to become fully aroused. I'm gonna pause right there. So, Amiri, is that true for you? 20 minutes? Or is it longer, shorter?
I mean, if it's the right 20 minutes.
Or is it the right person?
That too.
Okay.
Definitely that too. But hopefully I'm not doing things with the wrong people. So.
Got you. All right. So experts say that it takes a woman around 20 minutes to become fully aroused. Us men, meanwhile, take about a fraction of the time. That's fucking sad. But again, we men, and it is what it is. So when they say a fraction of that, it's about 5 minutes. I'm gonna be real with you.
5 minutes.
Yeah. I look at a woman like, yeah, that's it right there. Of course, these estimates should be applied in general, as not everyone's going to be abide to that specific timeline. But the gist of it all is different individuals will gravitate towards different ways of initiating sex. The hard and fast approach might work for someone who is easily aroused, but it's not going to work for everyone. Hear that, fellas? It ain't going to work for everybody, so keep that in mind too. Remember, the vaginal tissue is delicate and can respond negatively to the aggressive touch when not fully lubricated. So spit on it first. Okay, I'm sorry. They have stuff for that, fella. So but if you're into the spitting on the thing, do you think that's up to you? We get it. It says we get it. It's hard to remain chill when dealing with a full-blown erection, but it's important not to get excited too fast, especially when getting handsy with your partner. Keep the conversation going throughout the sexual encounter. Keep tabs on what a woman likes, and ask before moving on to the next step.
I'm gonna say okay.
I mean, no. Look. So take this on. Let me ask you this. So, do you like the fast approach, or is it situational?
I think that goes back to the mental. If you
Okay.
are like mentally connected with
Gotcha.
someone and y'all already, he done send me them text messages, and then we can go fast. Now, if we're just meeting up and we ain't really had no conversation, and then
So I
you got to gauge what's going on.
So how many movies I gotta watch before I get it? Then basically, right? I either Netflix and chill all night.
We don't gotta watch no movies, but you can talk to me, or let me wind down a bit, perhaps.
Right.
And that probably again depends on the person.
That's true.
It can all be different.
Got you. Number 5 says, don't forget about the sex toys. So it's pretty elaborate. So I'm gonna pretty much summarize it into my way of saying it. Sex toys. So they have a few sites that cater to this. One's called pinkcherry.com. Don't ask how I know about it. Sex toys help out a lot. Again, that goes into the variety aspect of sex. Don't be afraid to try something different. Again, ask her what she wants, and be adventurous, explore. Because again, for a lot of women, they have to be mentally there. They like to try different things and be adventurous, and we have to be more creative and stuff like that in the bedroom. So if you have that 13-inch vibrator in your drawer somewhere, fellas, that used for the woman, use that. Like I say, I haven't used my bondage kit, and damn it, man, it's collecting dust. So damn.
So okay, question about that.
What,
your
really?
bondage kit? Yeah.
What the hell? Go ahead, ask me.
So,
Ask me.
Because I really don't understand some of the lure with that. But what caused you to want to start experimenting or doing the bondage thing?
I'm gonna tell you why. So I watched the movie. What's it called? 50 Shades of Grey.
I read the book.
Okay, so. What's his name? Dorian Gray is his name. Dorian Gray is like, I haven't read the book all through and through. I'm not gonna lie like I have, but he is like my spirit animal. Because the guy is just like, man, this guy's a fucking like genius. But like I said, but me, number one, I'm a Pisces, so we are into that realm of sexual
pleasure,
and we're into
well, where
that
does the
type of
bondage
stuff.
come in? Because some of that can be painful, right? So, or
But you gotta know what you're doing, and like you said, who you're doing it with. You gotta know your limitations for yourself and who you're doing it with. There are things called safe words,
right?
you know, and I ain't talking about ouch either. So you just gotta know what you're doing. So I got into it because that's what I'm into. It's just haven't had that right person. So yeah, I'm into that kind of bondage and that whole cuffing and all that stuff there, so
There's a lot of people out there that are into that. They got groups and all kind of stuff on Facebook.
yeah, we're not doing all that because you're not about to not about to tag me and shit talking about, hey Kenny, remember that whip you used on me at that party the other day? No, we're not doing all that.
You're not doing
that. I have a low-key reputation, emphasize on low key, and I'm sticking to that. My name will not be tagged in any bullshit, so no.
Okay, I got you.
You ain't tagging me in shit.
All right, so we're gonna stop with the reading and let's just talk a little.
Yeah.
I think we done already did 45 minutes, I think. So what is your takeaway from some of what we talked about?
My takeaway from it all is, it's just, at the end of the day, it's all about you and what you want and what you want from your partner, what your partner wants from you. Communication's key. Be adventurous. And just overall, just understanding that, at the end of the day, it's all about just trial and error. You're gonna have those setbacks. You're gonna have those moments where you're gonna question yourself and question your partner. It's just human nature to do so. And as long as you guys are open with each other, then there shouldn't be that much big of a problem.
Okay, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
So what about, like, as we see women are equating sex and love as, the same thing. So when men are, let's say having multiple partners.
Whoa.
Not at the same time.
Hey, some do.
I know.
I've been there.
I haven't. But look, so when, you have this woman falling in love with you, and then when you start getting all these problems where she thinks, you're supposed to be in love with her. How does that cause, or have you had a problem?
I haven't had a problem with a woman that says she loved me, or...
Yeah, well, she thinks you guys, because she's equating you having sex with her, being in love with you. Or when people turn sex into a relationship.
Oh, man.
And you haven't really defined, no, this is just sex, or no, I don't want a relationship, or...
You want to know something, Amiri? This is what happens when you don't use a condom. Condomless sex produces these kinds of issues. And I'm being serious when I say it because when you think of it like this, like when a woman gives you her body, she is trusting you. You know what I'm saying? I've never heard a guy, and I'm saying this in a no homo way, but I've never told a woman, hey, I'm trusting you with my body. I never told a woman that type of shit. But I have had women say, hey, I gave you my body. I've had a woman tell me that. But we had raw sex though. So when it gets to that point, she is trusting me with everything that I've given her. You know what I'm saying? And she's giving me. I just think that, honestly, the best way I can say is a woman feels like if she's equating sex with love, she feels like, well, maybe this will be, at the time she probably felt like I was that guy during that time.
So maybe we need to start teaching our women that sex is not love. You need to
and not only teach women, but we gotta teach the fellas too. Like, hey man,
because some men are like that.
Because some men are like that, and teach the men. And some men do equate sex with love too. Because again, condomless sex, man. I go back to that. It brings out.
It's powerful.
It's powerful. It brings out true characters in people because it's more of a trust thing. And all jokes aside, it's like we're giving each other our bodies, and it's like again, communication is key. But again, it's easier said than done.
Oh yeah.
Especially depending.
I think I need to make like a checklist. Here, you answer these questions, and then I'll answer these questions.
It's like I mean, in a more utopian society, sex should have an interview process.
There you go, interview process.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look here, hey, this is what we're gonna do. This is what you need to do, and I'm gonna do this, and we can go from there. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to, I want to clear up everything and be able to understand each other the whole night. So therefore, nobody left in the dark. At least that's how it works for me, because I don't want nobody to get hurt or anything like that. Because some folks do get hurt when they equate sex with love.
Definitely.
Because how many times and you can be honest. I'll be honest, because there's times where I've had sex with a woman that I won't say that I thought she loved me. It was like, well, damn, we done had sex and you ain't answering my text no more. Like, you left a nigga on read. Like, what the hell? Man, I text you today and it's Friday. I heard back. Really? That's what we doing? Really?
Yeah, I think it's some different people out here. But that's even like men. I have a lot of men approach me about sex and I don't even know you. I mean, literally.
Now, when you say approach, like, what do you mean?
Like in your direct messages, hey, you hot, I'd love to make love to you, or this is white men and black men, but I don't know you. Look, that's weird.
I never did that to no, or I'm lying. I'm so lying. I'm so lying. I'm lying. I have did that. I ain't gonna say who. I ain't even say when. No, I'm gonna say it was about 2015 I did that, but that was a one-time thing, and she came. My name ain't put out there. She ain't put my name out there. All I'm gonna say is, we've grown, we did what we did, but since then, my track record's been clean. Really? But
maybe some women respond to that.
Yeah, but it depends on the guy.
Yeah.
Depends on the guy. It depends on the guy. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, but it goes to show you. But then again, Amiri, maybe it's the type of guy that you may be attracted to that could send you the message. Could it be that?
Well, no, not some of the ones that are. No. Look.
Because I'm sure if a certain type of Willie Earl and them hit you, be like, hell yeah, come on over.
I mean, yeah, but I'm still gonna have to have some. We're gonna have to have some pretext conversations. Right. It ain't gonna just be wham bam.
So the era of booty calling is out of the era.
For me.
I got you.
For me.
I got you. So that phase, if you're done with that phase of life,
I'm done with that phase. Yes.
I respect that. I saw mine. So mine with an asterisk. I'm for real because, like I said, last year was a wake up call, and I'm chilling on that, chilling. So I don't be hitting up DMs, none of that bullshit.
You don't? Look.
No. Because like I said, my whole thing is, I ain't doing all that shit.
Yeah. I might reach out to a man every now and then and be like, hey, can we hang out? Or would you like to hang out sometimes? I have done that. It's rare. But that doesn't mean I want to have sex with you. I want to get to know you a little better.
Look. I said earlier, get you a younger dude. Listen, Stella went to Jamaica and got her a young nigga. He broke her back off. It was so far. Get a nigga a green card over here. I'm serious. Listen, get you a young cat. Young cat.
But anywho, you want to say anything else? Or
I just want to say one thing only. It has been an absolute pleasure. It's been fun chatting with the intelligent Amiri. This has been a great segment about this whole conversation, and this has been an awesome podcast to be a part of. Real talk.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. So, what other, are you doing any kind of projects? I said you be good on your own podcast. Look.
So my podcast will come soon. It will come soon later, probably this year. It will come this year. Look out for it. It will be Hanging with Kenny podcast, and look out for it. And my first guest will be with Amiri.
I'll be there.
She'll be there. Yes. So yeah, absolutely. So yeah.
All right, you guys. We're gonna shut it down. I hope everybody enjoys this podcast. I think this is definitely a topic that we need to get more comfortable with and understanding each other and how we see sex. And I think definitely being protecting yourselves. You know, we got all these baby mamas out here and child support and child support court.
Lord have mercy.
So I definitely
struck a nerve right there.
Sorry.
Struck a nerve.
I think it's definitely something that we need to get more acquainted with and talk about. But yes, y'all, this has been my Real Talk with Amira podcast. Special guest, Kenny Washington Jr. And everybody have a wonderful weekend. Peace.
Peace out.